Now, what in the wild world of sports is that? A square rabbit? Ugh, that's disgusting. This is what happens when you put a baby bunny into a square frame and force its bones to all grow into the frame size, right?
What the heck?
And happy St. Patrick's Day from Bean Farm Gaming.
And this is our review of
Fluffy Cube!
I'd like to thank the publisher for providing me a review copy of the game prior to its release.
Developed by Naoka Games.
and published by our friends over at qubytegames Studio. This here little cutie released to all major consoles on February 16th for the asking price of $3.99. Video games are a funny thing. When you look at modern gaming consoles, they really don't showcase puzzle games as a general practice. Although at the root of many adventure games, the puzzles truly are what drives the storyline progression. And without solving this specific puzzle, your character remains locked in the set level until you solve it and unlock the gateway to the next level. It's a gameplay trope that's as old as video games have been brought into our living rooms. So at the core of our gaming experience, what's wrong with stripping away all the car chases, platforming events, and shooting a bad guy? Leaving behind just the base elements of the game, the puzzle. And it's not to say that I particularly mind the rest of these embellishments. They're actually kind of fun, and if Call of Duty has ever taught us anything over all these years, it's that there's all the Hollywood level of entertainment to be had from watching the whole story unfold. Fluffy Cube has none of those things. No embellishments, Hollywood explosives, or exciting helicopter rides. It's just a simple puzzle game which, although modern in design, has deep roots into the history of logical thinking games like Sokoden, Boxy Boy, and Boxel, and other box-pushing games. So yeah, pushing boxes around in a limited space is an age-old concept. But like a good game of solitaire, the general gameplay here remains enjoyable. Fluffy Cube does this with a wonderful washed-out and pastel color palette. Moving your square bunny around on the board was responsive, and if there was a mistake made, it was definitely by my own doing. Sporting 120 levels to work your way through. 120 levels. There's enough game here to justify shelling out the purchase price of this budget title. I found the basic gameplay to be nostalgic, but quickly wore thin as I felt more like I was just playing an expanded minigame rather than a full game. There definitely was some missed opportunities here as well. Without the addition of any sort of new gameplay mechanics, the game lacked the sense of urgency or anxiety found in most puzzle games that you race against a clock. Instead, Fluffy Cube just sat there like a big fat oversized bunny, waiting for me to push around blocks like a space or too far. Playing through the game, like the 120 levels of it, you notice there's a lack of any sort of power-ups, secrets, or hidden areas maybe? The game ended up tasting as dry, flat, dusty-ass, stale cracker. I did my playthrough while sitting on the couch with the family, enjoying a movie night together, passively playing in between the scenes. I kinda do that a lot, don't I? With this in mind, I decided to play as far as I could into the game until the puzzles got too complex, and I figured I'd resort to some guide at some point to help me through the rest of the levels and close out this review. As I ain't got all night to play games here on the farm, I got dogs that need milking. Now, overall, this definitely represents a family-friendly game that's easy to pick up and play. If you're looking for a game to throw at the kids, Fluffy Cube is a perfect fit. Perfect fit? You get it? Perfect fit!
Got him!
Okay, I'm happy to report that none of the levels here ended up being too complex, and I scored the full completion in about an hour of casual gameplay without resorting to any sort of cheater guide. Achievement hunters rejoice! Another cheap, easy, quick completion. There you go, guys. Having said that, the low replay value, repeated textures on every single level, the lack of any sense of storyline or general disregard to creating enemy AI, traps, or anything really outside the box. Whoa! There's another one! Oh, I did it again! Somebody stop me! 2 beans out of 5. Yeah, well, that wraps up that review right there. Here's some notes I took. I put the keys to the truck. So, you know, we make these new review videos every week, so if you're an indie developer or there's something you want to see, how about no? Or call a pootie, let us know your thoughts and recommendations in the comments down below. Be sure to visit again next week
as we continue to take humorous stabs at some of the industry's new and upcoming titles.
Pyramid Quest. Stay safe out there. We'll see you next time on the farm. No embellishments, Hollywood explosives, or exciting helicopter.